I'm gonna cry.
Muda, Brenda, Jessica, Susan, Scarlett, Buda papira papa, scrata da di da da da.
How do you make money from your art? I will let you know when I figure that out. It's more like how to make money on things that you're passionate about as opposed to just arts. Because I think things that people are traditionally like passionate about, for some reason it doesn't align with making money. I mean, if you're really passionate about like accounting, do it. Because there's always going to be a need for accountants. So go and be an accountant. If you're really passionate about numbers, just do it. I joke all the time about my degree being a degree in bullshit because it's creative writing, and you don't have to go to school for creative writing if you don't want to. Obviously, it's not like a medical degree where it's necessary for the career. It depends on your personal views and whatever. It's a lot of personal things involved. And I joke about, after I graduate, having to live in a box on like Oxford Street in London, and I'll just quote Chaucer and Shakespeare at people till they throw money at me. But on a more like serious note from that is kind of a serious fear. I don't think I'll actually have to live in a box, but something will need to happen. I think at a point it becomes, what price do you want to pay for it? Because yeah, at a business can be business, and even like all arts industries are businesses at a point. Like the writing industry, beyond the writers, is a business, and that makes sense. Like the musical theater industry, beyond the actors and the directors and even some directors, and like the screenwriters and scriptwriters, the people running the playhouses and stuff, it's a business. And I get that. And there's a hard balance because the artists want to do it for the art, and it's great if they get paid for it, but the owners are in it to make money, which makes sense. That's their job. I think this kind of business versus passion conversation is always applied specifically to the arts, but it's not just applicable to that. I think it's just because the arts are notorious for having people who are sometimes literally starving for what they're passionate about and just not making money or the money they deserve. In high school, let's say, I really did enjoy writing a lot, but my focus was on my other passion, which was cooking. So for a long time, my view was, well, I can do one of my passions for a living while doing my other passion on the side. And so my solution was going to culinary school, and I could get a job as a chef or a pastry chef, and I could still write. But after going through a year of the school and really enjoying it, I went out on my internship, and I woke up one day and I just hated it. I hated applying it in real life. It was terrible. I hated my job. I hated my coworkers. I think I just kind of resented them because I hated my job. I hated where I was. I hated what was happening in my life. And I just kind of saw the next 30 or 40 years of me being perpetually unhappy. I refused to work somewhere just because it's easier. I would rather work somewhere where I'm not making a ton of money, but I'm making enough to eat and to sleep somewhere, while I can do what I love to do, what I intend to do as a full-time career at some point. I don't want to have that like midlife crisis I had at 18, where I just wake up and I hate everything. I don't want to wake up in 30 years and hate my life. My personal solution is to apply for 2 different master's degrees. But the first is a degree in Shakespeare studies, which is still something I'm passionate about, which that's not a big secret. You can tell by my wall of Shakespeare to my left. And that opens a lot of doors to work in historical places that have to do with Shakespeare, because if you have a master's degree, you kind of know a lot, or work in literary places too, because Shakespeare, or the Globe, or just somewhere. And the second is a master's degree in publishing, so that even though publishing is not what I want to do, it's still in the writing business, and you still learn a lot from it. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'm saying, do what you love, and don't let anybody tell you you can't. And if it doesn't feel right, it's probably not. If your job doesn't feel right, if you're not happy, do something else.